Say I loaded cock, your name is true. Loaded cock, your name is true. Loaded cock, your name is true. Living like a bulletproof. Bang, 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 bang. Loaded cock, your name is true. Loaded cock, your name is true. Loaded cock, your name is true. Living like a bulletproof.
And welcome back to another installment of the Digital Digest. I'm your host at digital.ace. Today we're having a really special guest in the studio, someone that I work with very closely that's into production, graphic designs, video production, film. This young man is in his early 20s and is still a student and is in high demand right now. So many people, as far as artists, people that's looking to do web series and things of that nature, is looking to get in contact with this guy. And when you see some of his work, you'll understand why. Lately, you know, there's been some crazy things that's been coming across my news feed, though I did want to touch on. I was looking at Instagram. It had to be about 1 o'clock in the morning, you know, kind of preparing and seeing what's been trending over social the past couple of days. And what is this I see about Donald Trump saying that babies shouldn't be born at the full term of 9 months anymore, and he thinks that's wrong? Has anyone heard any more about this? Is this more fake news? You know, if you guys know what's going on, please comment or at me in your comments at digital.ace on Instagram. That should, or at the_digital_digest on Instagram. That's the show's page, because I really like to get some interaction going on with you guys and, you know, figuring out like what your feedback is. All right, so we're going to take a quick break while I bring our special guest in the studio to get mic'd up, and I'll be right back. Ron, can you take me out for a break? All right.
Ripped off on a luxury car.
Well, I just got a great deal on a luxury car at Star Imports in Camp Springs, Maryland. They took their time with me, they treated me with respect, and they helped me find my perfect car.
Hey, DMV, looking for a unique car buying experience? Tired of high-pressure sales? Good news. At Star Imports, you'll be delighted with our boutique-style car buying experience. We're committed to treating you with the utmost respect, even if you have less than perfect credit. Check out our impressive selection of pre-owned BMWs, Mercedes-Benz, Lexus, Jaguars, and other imports starting at $5,988. For fast online guaranteed credit approvals, go to starimports.com. That's STARIMPORTS.com. Or call 301-423-8000. Star Imports, home of the boutique-style car buying experience. Located in Camp Springs, Maryland, off exit 7B off the Beltway, next to Red Lobster.
Good, good, good. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have a very special guest with us, Mr. Braden Jenkins, CEO, founder, owner of X-Lens Productions. I've known Braden for just about 2 years, probably.
Yeah, about 2 years.
And the work that this guy does, the work that this young man does is phenomenal. So without further ado, I like for Braden to tell us more about X-Lens Productions and your mission for your company.
Okay, well, pretty much I've been doing freelance videography pretty much about professionally it's going on 4 years. I started my company back in 2015, and I've always loved like doing videos and into film and doing movies and things like that since a young child. And I've just pretty much been on the road just working, constantly networking with different people like yourself, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
So how did you get started? I mean, when I met you, I think are you still in school?
No, I'm not in school anymore.
When I met you, we were in school, but you're a creative eye, your creative vision, like you bring just so much creativity. I would say a little bit of drama, because we did something kind of like a reality style photo shoot when we were in Atlanta at the Bailey Agency with Shopaholic City.
I remember that.
And that was your idea, and then you made it, we kind of choreographed it right before we, started doing the rolling or whatever, but you just, already kind of had the idea of, what you wanted it to look like, based on the style of the brand. So is that something you learned in school? Is that something you get naturally?
Actually, that is all self-taught, really. Even from a young age, like before I was into videography and film and stuff like that, I used to, I wanted to be a cartoonist. I used to draw a lot, and I used to draw cartoons and all stuff like that. So I've always been into art from a really young age, always watching movies. When I was young, I used to act out the scenes with my little stuffed animals in the little, Space Jam, Disney movies, stuff like that.
That's cool.
But I really, like, after high school, I kind of really got into it, and I actually ended up interning for a guy named Noya Maryland for his company, and he was like, yeah, man, I want to do these interviews with people, and, we're just going to go around the DMV and just, just go crazy. Like, he's just all about creating content, and anything on that platform at that point in my life, I didn't really have any real experience, really, so I learned everything really from him. And then I worked for him for a year, and then that's when I started my own company.
That's really dope. That's really dope. So now that, you've been in business 4 years, what do you tell people aspiring to get started? What is the journey like, or what was it like for you? Other than working with the Noya person, but,
Right.
Just kind of being in school and working while you're in school, like, what does that grind look like?
Well, I would say that you really have to have tough skin. Definitely be motivated all the time. You have to constantly believe in yourself. People are gonna say no. You can't quit. You just got to keep on staying focused, and definitely having a goal for yourself as far as your business and what you're trying to do. And overall, just stay motivated and just positive.
Right.
Pretty much.
And for anyone that's watching that wants to check out Braden on Instagram, you can go to @X, the letter XLENS Productions, and you'll be able to see a lot of his work. For people outside of the DC metro area, or in areas that may be familiar with your work, who you want to name some people that you've worked with and some projects that you've worked on. Not to gloat, but
Right.
big yourself up.
Well, I definitely got to start with the people that actually help expand my brand a little more early in the beginning. I always got to thank Lonnie B. He's a DMV comedian, entertainer. He's been doing this thing. Host. He just hosted, I think, the HBCU fashion battle at Flowers High School with Models Inc. He does his live tours and his comedy shows all around the world, and I'm his videographer, so I film all of that too. Queen P, Portia Anthony, also another person who really helped me in the early beginnings.
Queen P, like you were like,
Beat
I
your
thought
feet,
you
Kings,
was,
Washington,
I thought
D.C.,
you was
baby.
going to be out here beating your feet because that was a whole movement.
Yeah. She, anything that she's
Are they
a
still
part
doing
of.
that?
No, actually the group, they broke up of last year,
Oh, man.
unfortunately, but you know, we still moving out here. Everybody's still, you know, encouraging, hang out, you know, talk and stuff like that. But
That's
Queen
what's up.
P was definitely one of those people that looked out for me in the early beginnings.
Yeah, and she gets a lot of hits on her videos that you've made for her too.
Absolutely.
What would you say is the highest amount of hits that you've got on something that some footage or video that you created?
With Queen P, actually, I would say it would probably be when they performed. They did. Missy Elliott had a song called Pep Rally, and it kind of had like a go-go feel to it. So she actually was in contact with Missy Elliott throughout, and just kind of like, you know, she was like, "Yeah, I want to do this for the city, woo woo woo," and so we actually made a dance video and. It just blew up, and we kind of were the trendsetters as far as starting that kind of like, you know, the dance trends and the different I'm trying
Like how you disconnect the
bone,
isolation movement.
yeah, bone breaking and all that stuff. So you know, definitely that was one. And then also Missy Elliott reposted that video on Twitter as well.
Oh, that's a big deal. I mean,
Yeah.
for someone in mainstream media, everybody knows Missy Elliott. You are not a hip hop head right now, living today, and don't know who Missy is. So to have a mainstream celebrity repost your, like, how did that feel?
I mean, it was crazy because
Were you like boosted, but like, nah, I'm not gonna get too boosted, or like, how did
Yeah, because out of all the celebrities that I probably met, that was like the first one that actually reposted one of my videos. So it was like, I was waking up and like, I looked at my timeline. I woke up, looked at my timeline. I was like, okay. And I was like, Missy Elliott. I was like, first I thought it was the fake page.
yeah.
So I looked at it, I was like, and then I went to the page and I was like, oh,
That's
she really
dope.
did do it.
That's
so
dope.
she was really like helpful and
Yeah,
like,
and you know, Missy, she's huge in the dance scene. You know, that's
yeah, because she's from Virginia.
Yeah, that's a big part of hip hop, you know.
Exactly.
And, you know, if we're going to be true to our DMV, you know, cloth, you know, Virginia is the V and the DMV. So that's really dope that, you know, you're getting the recognition that you deserve, because I saw it from the beginning. Like the first time I saw some of your footage and your work with the graphics and the effects, I was like, this guy is dope. Like to have that type of creativity to like push the envelope but still keep it clean, you know, you should really be proud of yourself.
I am. I'm very proud of myself. I want to thank my mother because a lot of people, like, as far as like chasing your dreams, like a lot of parents, you know, are really hard. Like, you know, no, you need to stay in school or you need to get a job or something like that. So she's been very supportive with me and she's allowed me to like go out and do things like that. So love you, Ma.
That's what's up. And parents, you know, this is why it's so important to encourage your children to chase their dreams, you know, because they could grow up to be creative visionaries as leading, you know, the next generation. Yeah. So as far as now, I've been following your social media and I've been following some of the posts from people that you film and stuff like that. And I see that you've been putting out a couple of reality shows. How do you fit all of this into your schedule? I want a reality show. Put me on, B. I'm kidding, but yeah, how do you do all of this?
It's a lot of preparation. You gotta be really organized and have everything planned out. But I'm glad you brought that out. The Real Makeup Artist, season 1. A real makeup artist of DC, Ty Cobb. She's the creator and everything of that show. And she actually got in contact with me. And there was another thing I meant to say earlier. The thing with me, and it's really weird, and it's always like, I'm so like on like following your destiny and doing what you were put here to do. I feel like everyone's put here to do something. Right. Or God puts us here to do something. So my thing is basically videos or films. So with that, Ty Cobb reached out to me and, you know, because she had seen I think the Family Business, because that was another web series I did with Lonnie. And she was like, yeah, like your work is amazing. I want to work with you. We did it, and that's pretty much how it happened. And It was a lot of work. Like, I really, like, the stuff, I don't know if you've seen the show, but...
I've seen clips that's posted on Instagram, but I don't follow the show.
Yeah,
to be honest.
on
You know, I repost
Ty Cobb
support.
TV, Real Makeup Artist DC, check it out.
Definitely
But
check
yeah,
that out. Shout out Ty Cobb.
everything in that show, like, I was like, I don't want to take anything from YouTube as far as, like, from the city or DC or anything. I want to shoot everything myself. So the time-lapse footage, the shot of the Capitol, the shot of the monument, different surroundings, everything I shot on my own.
So you didn't use any stock images, is what you're saying?
Nothing. I did it all on my own.
What speak to that? Like, is that because it has to be finally in tune with your vision, or is it because of copyright issues? How does that work?
I would say both. One, because they were going to be like marketing it to different networks and things like that, trying to get it picked up. So I wanted to make sure I had original content and everything was shot by me, just so, you know, nobody can come back and be like, hey man.
Yeah.
Once it blow up, and they be like, hey man, that was my footage.
Yeah.
I ain't give you permission to use that, so I didn't want any issues like that. So
that's
I
smart.
shot everything on my own. I'm not gonna lie, it was not easy at all. It was really hard.
What was the most challenging part about it?
Actually, the most challenging part was just when it came to making the episodes, just because anytime I make a video, I tried to like reinvent myself in a way. I don't like doing the same thing over and over again, so I tried to like do something different each time and show my creativity through it, whatever the scene required of. Whether it was they were at a fashion show doing makeup, whether it was they were out at a different location, like stuff like that. So,
and doing that, like, what feedback do you get? Does she give you creative control, or?
Yeah, she gave me all creative control. I mean,
That's
she'll kind of like say, you know, oh yeah, I like that, or like, okay, I see where you're going, but do this or something like that. But most of it, yes, all creative control. She just loves my work, and she loves what I do, and I try my best to keep all my clients happy and satisfied.
I mean, you're the man, and that is leading on to the next thing. And these people are reaching out to you. It's not like you're reaching out to them, begging them to work with you. So, you know, how does it feel being, you know, sought after? Because I know contacted you so that we could do something with the reality series, and you're like, B, I'm booked up. And I'm like, what? You booked and busy? I remember when I was like, Bray, we gotta get this together. We gotta get to the bag.
It's crazy. Each year, and that's the thing I'm proud of, because each year I go higher and higher, or it's more people calling. So I know that what I'm doing has a purpose behind it, and what I'm doing is.
It's brilliant.
I'm going to the next. I'm brilliant, going to the next level.
Nothing can stop
me. But
me.
I try to stay humble. I try to stay humble.
Oh yeah, and then, you know, you wear it well, you know, because obviously, you know, you're saying you've been doing this for 4 years. You know, you made a huge stride.
4 years professionally. Actually, I've been really doing this. Really, I don't like, man, y'all gonna think I'm boasting. I've been doing it for a decade. I mean, I'm so proud to say that. Yeah. Like, when you say a decade, people be like, a decade?
Yeah.
You're lying.
I mean, no, I could believe that, because to be as good as you are within doing it 4 years professionally, that means you put in a lot of hours of practice, a lot of research, you know, fine-tuning your craft.
Yeah, I started at a real young age, like when I was like 12. I used to make videos. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, but...
Shoot, that's going to add to your legacy. When we're honoring you, you know, 20 years from now for all the work that you've done in D.C. and go back and look at those little baby projects that spark your creativity, you know, that's a part of your history. Embrace that. You know, that's what's helping to create the culture, you know.
Yes. Black History Month.
Like Black History Month at its finest. We having a real high Black History Month this year, ain't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Black Panther, directed by a Black director,
all
Ryan
Black
Coogler.
Cast, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I look up to him
Wakanda
too.
Forever.
That's where I'm going to see. I feel bad. I ain't see the movie, y'all. But
oh my
I'm
God,
going
Brayden. You're not supposed to come on the show and say that.
I'm sorry.
You cannot tell
after this,
the world you haven't seen
today
Panther?
I'm going to actually see the movie tonight. So I'm actually
you got to see it like you got to go see it back to back now.
I know everybody's seen it except for me. I feel like I'm the only one.
You know,
on Earth.
opening weekend. This is where we make our impact.
I know.
And you come from film.
I was supposed to go with my friends, but something came up. You know, I'm always working.
You straight to the bag.
I'm terrible. Always.
Yeah,
working.
I know you always working. Like that's I'm like, how do you find time to do this? Even I mean, I don't know if you like delay your post or whatever, but. You know, some people, you know, they go back to a lot of their older stuff, especially in film, or like they're promoting stuff that's just like space holders. But everything that you post is pretty much projects that you're working on and stuff that you're like. Even your lives be hot. Like I was checking you out on the live the other day, and you just like playing around like with some lighting or whatever.
Oh yeah,
and
I
listening
got
to
some
some
new
music.
lights.
Yeah, that was dope. I'm like, damn, like even your lives are popping. Like, do you give classes? I mean, are you reaching back out to the youth?
Definitely that is something that I want to do in the future. Right now I'm just still building, still trying to put everything into my company and build a foundation where I can actually like bring in workers and teach younger kids and stuff like that. And it's actually weird. My senior year in high school and my senior paper, I wrote that, you know, like once I blow up and everything, that I do want to give back to the community. Like I want to create like kind of like a performing arts school where like different people can come and just learn all about the arts. More kind of in film than anything, but yeah, that's definitely
awesome.
something I want to do in the future.
That's awesome. I see you doing that as well. You know, like really like real live, like, you know, tuning into my clairvoyant mind, you know, the path that you've already, like I said, I don't impress very easily coming from marketing. Like I've seen a lot of collateral, you know.
Right.
So
I did the video for you on Easter.
Yeah, you did. Yep. That was our baby shower video shoot. And it was like, how do you feel working with kids? Because you know Santiago, like he's like wanting to touch everything. You know, he's trying to tell you what to do. And you're like, look, I got this. So how is it working with kids, you know, in that capacity?
I'll say this. When people say, don't work with kids, I know why now. I'll say that. But kids are amazing. I know I'm still young. Like I'm about to turn 24 this year. I'm 23, September the 29th, Libra gang, whatever.
Libra.
But but yeah, I mean, I love kids. It's just, you know, it's just
patience,
a little,
patience
you gotta have a lot of patience. And I do have a lot of patience, but it's like I don't have that much patience when it comes to kids. It's a lot.
Santos, he wanted to be the choreographer, the director of film, the director of Summer Story, dancing. Like, dude, this is not what we're here
like,
for.
Look at the camera. He looking at the Ferris wheel over there or something. So
yeah. But, you know, it's so good to be able to have people like you, you know, within our network that, you know, kind of understand our dynamic and, you know, to be, you know, a creative thinker. We don't always trust people easily with how, you know, we're going to come across on film and stuff like that. So the fact that you were able to capture us and, you know, especially being that pregnant, you know, I felt really comfortable.
And it was hot that day.
It was like 1 billion degrees outside.
We was up at the National Harbor.
Oh, my God.
It was hot outside.
Then it was like 3 other photo shoots going on out there.
It was crazy.
Jesus Christ.
But we got it done, and it came out amazing.
Yeah, and I loved it. Like, I just told you, like, just gave you the music, the song that I wanted, and told you, like, I want something simple, but, you know, with some little special touches. And, like, first take, you pretty much knocked it out the park. I was like, okay, cool, I like this. Can you just add this or change this picture? And we were pretty much done after that. And your rates are really reasonable. So, how is it running the photography side of the business, making time for that? Does all of your video services take precedent over photography? Like, somebody wants to book you for a wedding or a baby shower or whatever. How does that work?
That is an actually good question because I love photography, but I love videography so much more. And it came to a point where I was like, well, which one do I want to do or pursue more than the other? And unfortunately, it was videography. I still do photography here and there, but it's kind of more like for the art. It's more like a love thing. I'll say right now, I'll probably come back to it later on in my career or whatever, but right now I'm just focused on videography. But I love taking pictures.
And this is so crazy because it's like I feel it when you talk about it. It's like the way you love, you know, the art of film and photography is like how I feel about empowering the community and, you know, getting our message out there to the world and, you know, coming together as a force. So with that being said, I know you love hip hop. You know, we've been in the same circles, moving around the same type of people. So how has hip hop influenced your art? Like, what does hip hop mean to your art form and your business?
This is probably going to sound real weird because I'm so young, but because I grew up around a lot of older people, like my grandmother, my grandparents and stuff raised me at a young age when my mother was working and stuff. I really got a taste of all kind of music. So like, not just hip hop, like I know old songs like that you wouldn't even think I would know, like well, everybody know who Marvin Gaye is, Al Green or like Tina Marie, Rick James, like you'd be like, oh, you know about Fire and Desire? Yes, I know about Fire and Desire, but yeah, hip hop has influenced me a lot. When I was younger, you know, my mom was always playing BET. I seen a lot of my influence is really from movies, being exposed to a lot of movies at a young age, and I probably shouldn't have been watching certain movies, like that had like certain language in it or some stuff like that. But it really did help me. Like I wanted to make movies like that. Like I was watching Friday at probably, I don't know, a young age, younger than I needed to be watching stuff like that. And it really influenced me. I was like, that's what I want to do. I'll be watching House Party or Martin. Different people, like those kind of people, like really inspired me at a young age.
And is that because of the freedom that they were able to express just being in front of the camera that inspired you, or it inspired you from the behind the camera perspective? Because, you know, I have that same type of thing. Like I grew up like literally in middle school. Like I used to rush home every day. I'd be so mad if I missed like one of my buses because I had to get home to see Oprah. But it was because
I used to watch Oprah with my grandmother sometimes after school.
Yeah, and it was because of the set, what she had to say. You know, for me to get in that space and have that creative freedom to dream, think about what the people are doing in, you know, the viewing room and the production room.
Exactly.
And, you know, just to kind of dream about, you know, what's taking place at her job that day, you know. So was it from a behind the scenes type of perspective that you were inspired, or was more so like, I want to be the guy that's putting this whole thing on?
I would say later on it became more of the production side, but at a younger age I was more so like, because a lot of people don't notice, I'm really into like acting as well. Like I really want to do everything.
Really?
Like I want to be a director, I want to make my own films, I want to be an actor, entertainer all across. Like it's so many talents that I have that I want to expose to the world. It's just, but you would never know because you know me, I'm really quiet.
Yeah.
And
that's why I'm surprised today. Like, is this Braden? Like, Braden, you get Braden on the phone, he's like, yeah, what's up? Like, you better say something that requires his attention, or it's like, okay, I'm going to get back to you. So, I mean, that's not our conversation per se, but, you know, your mellowness and your attitude. So it's refreshing to see this side of you.
And I like kind of doing that to people because it's like, they don't know what they're going to get from me, really. Like some of my clients, like I try to keep all my clients away from my personal life, like anything that I do in my personal life. But if they so happen to see it or whatever, they be like, wow, I didn't know that you were like that. Not in a bad way, it's just like, you're so quiet and reserved. Exactly. I didn't know that you had that kind of personality.
You let your hair down and like have a lot of fun with your friends and stuff.
Exactly.
But I like seeing that duality because it shows that you're young, but you know you can still button up and be professional.
Exactly.
You know, a lot of millennials, a lot of people in our age group, you know, we catch a lot of flack for, oh, we only want to do business at night in the club and stuff like that. But that's actually not the truth.
Right.
So, you know, in developing your integrity and developing how you're going to be with your clients and how you're going to be on your own time, did something happen that kind of made you, you know, force your hand to kind of separate everything, or you went in with everything planned out how you want this thing to run?
Well, I'll say really, when I started my company, Excellent Productions, I just wanted, well, first, like I said, I've seen a lot of things. Like my mother did real estate. That's actually how I got into photography. I used to take pictures like of the houses and stuff for her and stuff like that. So I've just been exposed to different.
Your mom is a rock star. She needs to be on the show. Why do you bring her today?
She's at work. She said she
comes
wanted to
with you,
listen.
You know, to certain events and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime, you know, before I had a car, she would give me rides. Very supportive. She's the best mom ever.
Yeah,
but,
she really is. She really is. She should be really proud of you.
But I mean, I don't want to say it's common sense, but I just wanted everything set up and to be professional. And like, even when I know I'm dealing with a client, because there are some clients out there that are very hard to deal with.
Right,
and sometimes it's hard to remain professional with some of the things they be doing. But you just gotta stay calm, relax, reserved.
So talk about it. What happened? You don't have to put nobody on blast.
I'm not gonna put nobody on blast.
But what happened?
It's just really most of the time what it is. It's just like I do my part as the videographer, doing my job, and editor, because I am my editor as well, because I edit all my material. But it's like I do my part, but you're not doing your part. Like if you're so into your dream and what you're doing, why can't, like for instance, like one person, like we were supposed to meet up, but it was like every time I would hit them up so we could edit the video, they'd be ghosts.
Wow.
And I would always have to hear an excuse about it. It's like, I did my part, I need you to do your part if you want to work on this project collectively together.
Yeah. So, how do you, be assertive without being, without pushing the client too hard?
Like I said before, you just gotta stay in a calm set and just, put your foot down, let them know that, I care about this project really. That's why I'm doing it. Right.
Yeah.
I'm instilling my time in it for you, so I need you
to instill your time for you.
Exactly.
Too.
That's all.
Yeah.
But most of my clients are all professional. They all, and a lot of them actually, they all really give me creative freedom to do whatever I want. They just go. They might give me a few hinders, I want to do this. But as far as them watching me edit or anything, they just let me go and be creative as possible.
That's awesome. So let's cut to see what type of work we're talking about here for those at home that's saying okay, you're talking about this guy is so great. Let's see exactly why he's so great. So Ron, can you cut to the HDMI? All right. We'll go to break real quick, and then we'll come back with a little bit of sample work from Excellence Productions. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Off on a luxury car.
Well, I just got a great deal on a luxury car at Star Imports in Camp Springs, Maryland. They took their time with me, they treated me with respect, and they helped me find my perfect car.
Hey, DMV, looking for a unique car buying experience? Tired of high-pressure sales? Good news. At Star Imports, you'll be delighted with our boutique-style car buying experience. We're committed to treating you with the utmost respect, even if you have less than perfect credit. Check out our impressive selection of pre-owned BMWs, Mercedes-Benz, Lexus, Jaguars, and other imports starting at $5,988. For fast online guaranteed credit approvals, go to starimports.com. That's STARRIMPORTS.com. Or call 301-423-8000. Star Imports, home of the boutique-style car buying experience. Located in Camp Springs, Maryland, off exit 7B off the Beltway, next to Red Lobster.
All right, so we're back. We're having a little technical issue, so we're going to try to see if we can get the computer queued up in a little while after our next segment. So right now, I was asking Braden about some upcoming projects that he's working on. So what you got cooking?
Okay, so when you called me, I was like, I'm sorry, but I'm kind of booked up right now.
Right,
it's crazy.
Right.
So Right now, what I'm working on as of this year in 2018 is The Real Makeup Artist of DC Season 2.
Oh, shout out to Ty Cobb.
Shout out to Ty Cobb TV,
Ty
YouTube
Cobb
channel.
TV, YouTube. We see you on Instagram all the time, always liking. And I don't want you
Yes,
to think
a
I'm
large,
stalking.
a extra large, but that's her saying. But what else? I'm also working, I don't know if you know who Antoine Anderson is. He's a celebrity stylist in the city. He's doing a lot of stuff. Me and him are kind of like working on something. And then, of course, I can't forget my man Lonnie B.
Lonnie B,
He
yes.
just started, he's sold out.
Yeah, you were working with Lonnie B when we started with you at Shopaholic City.
Yeah, I've been with him really since the beginning with his whole Good Good Girlfriend movement, like really since day one.
Yeah, shout out to Lonnie B. Lonnie,
Yeah.
you the one. You know it too.
Good morning. He
Good
sold
morning.
out his I'm on tour with him as well. He's going around different states. He just sold out his Baltimore show. It
Nice.
was February, I can't remember, but it was in February. It was recent. And he's about to go to Philly and
Selling out shows and shit.
he just he's an amazing person.
Yeah, you really are,
And-
Lonnie.
and he
like
really-
those messages,
Yeah.
those messages really hit the heart. And like sometimes I, repost, sometimes I don't or whatever. It's
Right.
like I never want anybody thinking I'm hopping on their bandwagon or anything
Exactly.
like that. And I always do it because I've always wanted to support you since our first conversations when I told you I liked your work.
Exactly.
But yeah, I really like Lonnie. Like he really spits the truth. Like, no chaser.
no whole bars.
Right, no chaser.
No whole bars.
Pull your big girl panties
Can we
up.
curse on here?
Yeah, it's open
Oh,
format.
don't let no bitch upset you.
Right.
But and then the other person that I'm also working. Oh no, it's two more people actually. One more. The other person I'm working with, his name is the Media Prince, and
The Media Prince.
Yes,
Is
the
he
Media
with
Prince.
WPGC or WKYS?
I think he used to intern for them.
Okay.
But he's been doing his own thing,
I like to
as
think
a
some
journalist.
of these people found you through me somehow, some way. You know?
Really? You never know.
I mean,
it-
it's social media. I share a lot of your stuff, and
Yeah.
I see a lot of these names sound familiar. I mean, I'm not trying
and
to take
it's
the
really
gusto or
it's
anything.
really like in the DMV, it's really like
Small.
it's a small circle, but it's a big circle at the
Yeah.
same time. Like everyone knows
Everybody.
someone who knows someone.
6 degrees of separation at its finest.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm doing a reality show with Media Prince. We shot that, and I'm actually in the editing process. That's supposed to be coming
Shout out
out
to Media Prince. That's what's
sometime in March.
That's
Definitely
what's
March, and throughout the year. It's called The Prince Is Here.
up. Okay.
And it's just like a media.
So I know when it's my go, you're going to block out the schedule. We're going to work for 90 days straight, and it's going to be fire.
Absolutely. We're going
Okay,
to do it.
okay.
And then the last person that I'm working with that I will be going to Africa
Oh, wow.
in May. I'm not
This May
son.
coming up?
Yeah, this May coming up.
Who you going to Africa with, son?
This
We want to know.
this guy by the name of Dwayne Michael, he does this thing called the Should Could Dream Tour, where he
Oh,
travels
nice.
all over the United States and motivates kids, to follow their dreams and
Oh,
just stay on the
man.
right path. And he recently hit me up to do his college tour that we just did of last year, going into like the summer, like around June.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to, I believe, like 50 different colleges.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I was on tour with him and just traveling, and they had two artists, Main Girl.
Oh, Main Girl?
Yeah, those my
Shout
girls.
out DMG. my
Bad
brother.
Day. That's their single
Bad
they got
Day.
out. They just had their party for the single, so
Yep.
that was definitely lit. I wanted to be there so bad,
I
but
did
I was
too.
working.
I was working too. I'm like, man, I have so much stuff to, kind of keep together, keep the content coming, all that. G actually hit me up and was like, let me know if you want to come through. And I actually did because I wanted to get some footage and all
Exactly.
that. But, it's, I know
It's
everything in
it'd
due
be
time.
so much going on.
Yeah, everything in due time. One foot before the other. Like, I know I've been on the party scene enough that I need to have everything together when it's time to, like, really show people what I've been working on.
Right. And then the last thing, I don't even know if I should say this
Yes.
because
Say it.
okay. Well,
Say it. Sega.
I've been moving with me doing the videography. I've been doing videos and kind of like short. I'm moving more towards this year and going forward in the future, like moving more towards like I want to start doing documentaries.
Okay.
Oh, that was another thing I forgot. Queen P, I'm working on her documentary as well.
Okay.
So that's coming out soon, and we're gonna put that in Sundance Film Festival and all of that.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, because that's what I was gonna ask you. Like, with you getting involved in film and like documentaries and going into the world of filmmaking and screenwriting and things like that, are you starting to look at film festivals? What film festivals do you think are better than others, in your opinion?
Actually, I haven't been to any film festivals. I really want to go.
Just based off what you hear, your perception.
Yeah, I definitely want to go. Like, I'm always saying I'm going to go, but I got to take a vacation, because I really do be working too much.
But sometimes these film festivals, I hear they're really fun. Like, I hear that ABFF is, like, awesome, like, off the hook. You meet so many people that are in the community. I mean, then Sundance, that's legendary. You got the Bushwick Film Festival up in New Jersey. Like, and I don't know that much about film. This is just being in the community and just always hearing these names, So these are things that I would like to aspire to go to, just to check out the scene,
Yeah.
I'm one of those people, like, I like to immerse myself in my environment, and that brings my creativity to write and think and, create. So you said Sundance, that's out in Utah, that's one of the film festivals that, has been talked about forever.
Yeah, exactly. I think recently, Issa Rae was down there this year. And also I want to shout out, I'm giving everybody plugs, I swear. Yeah. And I really like, especially with all the different filmmakers and videographers, production people in the DMV, like, we all need to support each other. Definitely. We all need to, shout each other out one time. So I was going to say, also somebody else that was down there who's working on their film is Jimmy Jenkins. Okay. John Jenkins, Pastor Jenkins. That's his sons. Okay. That's his sons, and they're working on their new film. Oh. And they went down there, I think, to premiere it as well.
Oh, nice.
So definitely putting on for the city, Maryland, PG County.
Yeah, Pretty Girl County.
Yeah.
DC, Maryland, Virginia, like, for the longest time, I think it was, we take up so much of the Mid-Atlantic market that we become our own market. And that's why I used to always say to the guys at the radio station, like, that's why DC is not really going mainstream, because we have 1 million people here strong. So
artist-wise, it's getting better, though.
Yeah, but even still, like, why go out to the world begging them to come and see what DC is about when we're in the seat of power of the world, the nation's capital? So
people love DC. Like, people from other people, like, they love coming to DC. Like, they want to come. Like, and we be here, we be like, man,
how do I get out of here?
Y'all don't know, man. It's terrible.
Right. But I think it's all about your perspective, too, because I used to feel the same way when I stayed in the inner city and only, like, basically, confounded myself to the inner city. But once I started spreading out, it was really when I used to run around Georgetown so much that I realized, like, this city is so rich in culture, and, started thinking back to all the museums that they take you to every year in elementary school, but I never experienced them as an adult. So how does the vibration of the city feed your creativity? Do you feel like you're outgrowing it at all? Do you aspire to go to LA or New York?
I've been to LA. I went to LA about
I'm talking about to set up shop, though.
Right. Originally, my plan was always to, start here and get a good foundation and, like, fan base and clients and stuff here. And then I always planned that I was going to move down to Atlanta, because a lot of people were doing a lot of things in Atlanta, and it kind of seemed like that's where everything's popping at in Atlanta. And then I went to
popping for traffic in Atlanta too.
And then I went to
I know Tia probably told you about something like crazy traffic.
Oh yeah, shout out to Tia.
Shout out Shopaholic City. Tia.
Absolutely. That's another person that's always looked out for me, always constantly promoting me, putting my face out there. Even down to when I went down there with y'all to Atlanta and met Roscoe Dash, he was dapping me up. Like, I was like, oh shoot, like, it was crazy.
And that video was dope too. That little clip that we did in the dark club, like, somehow, some way you made it work.
Yeah, I'm just
a beast. Say it.
I'm just incredible.
Brilliant,
y'all.
Yeah. So back to what you were saying, though, about moving to Atlanta. So is that still on the horizon for you?
It's still on the horizon. I'm still trying to make my mark here. A lot of people, everybody has their own opinions, like, nah, you got to lead a city to blow up or whatever. But I'm generating a buzz here. And I mean, I feel like that's important that people from my city know who I am. Like when they
Not
see
only
me, they
that,
be
that
like,
you're
yeah, that's excellence.
accessible,
Yeah,
that
that's
you're
Braden.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
mean-
if I was gonna move somewhere, I do love Atlanta. It's kind of hard because when I went to LA, it was like a kid going to Disneyland. I was so like, I love LA so much, and I didn't even go to a whole bunch of places. It
Was that
just,
for the BET experience?
Yep, I was with Queen P. We were out there.
Yeah, because we were supposed to go with Too Hot Radio. Shout out to Too
Yep,
Hot
that's
Radio.
it. That's right. Yep, I was out there.
And like the last minute, I'm like, I can't fade it. It was just too many changes. But how was that trip? You know, was it eye-opening or was
It was definitely
like you knew exactly what you were going to get?
It was an eye-opener because it was like work and a vacation at the same time. And
Which is the best part of your job, man.
Yeah,
That's so
it
fun.
is. Especially like traveling around, going to different places. Like all this is like from me being self-taught. Like yes, I've taken little classes, but pretty much I taught myself how to edit at a young age, like using Windows Movie Maker. That was one of the first things. And then, you know, my mother would put me in summer programs every summer through Prince George's County, CTV and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
And then community television with Montgomery Media up in Silver Spring and stuff like that. So, but LA
You know
was...
why these organizations are important, why they need to be budgeted for. You see the
Right.
type of greatness we have, homegrown greatness right here. That's awesome.
But LA was amazing. If I was going to move, I would probably move to LA,
LA?
most likely. And if
But
it would
with
be,
Atlanta being like the new black Hollywood thing,
it is though. I want to
That's
do
a hard-
just like Tyler Perry. I swear. Once I blow up,
Like
I'm gonna have a big house, and then it's gonna, just like his house, it's gonna have a studio in it, back in the backyard where it's gonna be 5 different stages and stuff. Everything that I could do basically in my house, just like Chris Brown got a studio built in his house, like so he can do music all the time. Like that's what I want.
yeah, that's
Like I'm going to the set, walk right outside.
right. That's you know,
But
that's how
then
you
I
do it,
don't-
make it
I
a
don't
part of your
know.
lifestyle.
Well, I have security, so everybody won't be in my house.
Not even that. I mean, when you get love like that and people like the average person walking down the street, they don't know who you are and what you got, you know?
Exactly.
So, I mean, then you have it whereas though you just have your inner circle, people that you need to do business with every day. Maybe, you know, you leave some space on your property or something like that.
Exactly.
Like your marketing director. So tell me more. Tell me more what we don't know about Braden. Now you talk about you know
Okay.
the business side. So what about the wild creative side? You playing around in the dark with these lights,
Oh, my
dancing
gosh.
crazy and rapping and stuff. Like what is that?
I mean, all of it. I mean, I told you, it's not just film. Like I've always wanted to be an entertainer. Like it's really, I'm really blessed that I have a lot of talents. Like it's been times like, it's just like film is the direction that I'm heading in. But I feel like that's going to be the platform for everything else that I might want to do in the future. Like, I mean, I don't like calling myself a comedian, but at one point I wanted to be a comedian. I wanted to be a lot of things.
It
I
sounds
wanted
like
to be
you're
a
a true
rapper.
creator.
I wanted to be a rapper. I wanted to be a comedian. I wanted to be an actor,
That's all creative. That's
cartoonist.
yeah. I mean, hey, why not? The sky's the limit. Obviously, you may not pursue a career path in every single thing, but to dip and dab and kind of, cross promote, use mixed media
Right.
platform. Who's to say? Because obviously it's going to take some type of humor or comedic relief if you're going to be writing for film. If you're going to
Exactly.
be acting, you have to know how to, pivot between, different, different emotions or whatever,
Right.
and comedy helps us do that.
Right. But as far as me being wild, like on social media or whatever, people see or might not see, it's not really wild. It's just really just me, just being me,
Experimenting.
just being silly, playing around. And that's why once I created X-Lens, like I created separate pages so I can have my personal, but I had to chill on my personal because it was some stuff, it was just getting too wild. But I had my personal, and then I had my business. So, I mean, really, it's just me just playing around, just being me. That's just Braden. But I like it because it's kind of like Tupac, like how Tupac has so many different sides. No one ever seen just one side of Tupac.
Right, that freedom to be.
Even though I'm not a Gemini, but, you know, because they
I
said
mean,
they got
like
multiple.
Libra is kind of like Gemini because, you know, you have that duality still, you know. And, yeah, Geminis, my mom is a Gemini, June 5th, so, yeah.
But yeah, just different personalities. Like, it just depends, I guess, what mood I'm in. Like, sometimes I'm in a real hype mood, and I'll be real hype and stuff, and, like, friends and family, like, see that side. And then just when it comes to business, I just try to just remain professional and all the time.
But on the phone, like, talk about your phone personality, because on the phone, you're really quiet. I'm like, Braden, are you there? Are you breathing?
It really depends on who I'm talking to. Like, when I'm talking to you, like, you were calling me in for an interview, so I was just kind of like, well, first of all, before I came here, I was all over the place because I was trying to get everything together, what I needed and everything. So when you had called, like, I was doing 100 things. Like, it was like,
even
hello?
like 2 years ago when I used to talk to you on the phone, you sound like the type of person that on the phone, you know, me coming from telephone sales, you sound like the type of person that when you're on the phone, you listen intently. Like, you listen to that person's vibration level. Like, you listen to their energy. Because it's like, I'd be like, Braden, like, Bray, you there? Like, you like, yeah, I'm here. I'm just listening. You know?
Right. And that's another thing that I think is a really good quality that I have. I do sit back and listen, and that's something that I kind of put into the way I shoot also, because a lot of people, a lot of videographers or filmmakers, they shoot, or cinematographers shoot different ways. And a lot of things that my clients like about me is that they don't really have to give me too much direction.
Right.
And the other thing is I've figured out how to record people without them even knowing.
Being
and
natural.
people really be like gassed up and geeking over that. Like, they be like, oh my God, I didn't even know, like, I didn't even know you was there. Like, how did you get that? And
You've done that at a couple of events, and you're
Yeah.
showing the footage. I'm like, you got that? Like,
it's so
that's
funny
dope.
seeing people's faces because they
like,
really
how
be
you
shocked.
stalking me and we in the same room? Like, I didn't. How do I not know you were right standing beside me?
You could be in a conversation with somebody and be like, yeah, I didn't even know you got that? You got that? Wow, like, it's just crazy.
So, you know, drop your website for the people. You know, let them know how they can contact you if they want to see more of your work.
Oh, definitely. You can follow, well, the website is www.excellent productions. There you can see my work. You can see everything that you need to know about me and my business and what I do. And also, you can follow me on Instagram at Excellence Productions, and then also my email for the people that, you know, might want to book me or everything. It's excellence1@gmail.com.
All right, and Excellence, that's XLENS
Productions, correct.
Productions with the S on the end, the number 1 at
Right.
gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
All right, are we queued up? Let's go. All right, so we finally got our technical issue resolved. I'm going to queue up. Do we need to go out to break first? No. All right, cool. So Ron is saying that we can go ahead and show some of Braden's work here. What do we have? It looks like...
This is, what you're about to play is Lonnie B, the animated movie, and this is just kind of like a trailer of his project. He kind of wanted to do kind of like how Beyonce did with Lemonade, with the whole kind of like visual album kind of thing. So this is just kind of like a promo of the different music videos. It's all into one project.
Oh, I like how you use the metro station. Let's see.
And all of this, most of this stuff was shot behind a green screen as well.
I'm not sure if you guys can hear it. I just turned the sound up, and let's see. Yeah, the sound is at 100. We're not getting an audio output, Ron?
You could check the, hold on, go down lower. Is that on mute?
No, that's on 100. The live wedge. So with the creativity behind shooting for Lonnie's promo with the style. I know Lonnie has a lot of style anyway. So do you play off the style of what he's wearing or what you think he's going to wear? Like, is that something you guys organize, or you guys just show up and roll with it?
Pretty much. Okay, so this is the whole thing that goes with Lonnie B. So pretty much he'll hit me up and he'd be like, Braden, he'd be like, I got this idea that I want to do. And I'll be like, okay. And he'd be like, all right, so I want to do a music video, but not like a normal music video. I want to do, you know, all the stuff behind the green screen or whatever his idea or concept is. And whatever his concept is. And basically when I get there, yeah, I do go off of like what he might be wearing, or if he gives me any.
It was on really low at first. And then he tells you the idea, the concept that he wants to go.
Yeah, and he pretty much just lets me go. But I do use inspiration off of, because it's really weird, but kind of like choreographers can, when they create content, they can listen to music. They can listen to music and see what they want to create. It's the same thing with me. I can listen to music and get inspired and see in my head what I'm going to do with the video and where I'm going to take it.
All right. Well, you know, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize. We're having some technical setbacks or whatever. Nonetheless, we're going to work through it. So right now, what we have queued up on the screen is from Flip Mode when they were at the Fillmore out in Silver Spring.
Oh, actually, this was a show out in Baltimore, actually.
Oh, this was in Baltimore. What is this, Echo Stage?
I forgot the name of the place, but it was downtown Baltimore, though.
Okay.
And, yeah, it was a show. I was actually shooting for a company by the name of Radio VP. Okay. Radio VPS. And it was a Busta Rhymes show, and Raw Digger came out, and Flip Mode, and then Busta Rhymes came out at the end, and he just did all of his shows, and his energy was incredible.
Yes, I like what you did with the graphics. Can you talk about how you got the idea to do that?
Well, we all know Busta. Well, first of all, I gotta shout out my the legend, Hype Williams. I call him, everybody, all the like founders, like major filmmakers and everything, music directors and everything, like I always put them like on a high like level, and it's like they're my family. I associate them with, so they all got names. So like
that's dope. Like that,
Hype Williams like and Director X are my
Little
uncles.
X? Yeah, Little X.
Those my uncles.
That's my cousin. And we're doing it like that. I've been watching his work for the longest. I'm sorry, go ahead though. And
Gordon Parks, an old filmmaker as well as photographer, the first black photographer, if I'm not mistaken, for Ebony magazine. That's my grandfather.
Okay.
That's my grandfather.
Okay.
So anyway, going back into Hype Williams though with Busta Rhymes and everything, he's really done everything he could do as far as like with Busta Rhymes, and I wanted to take, but in my own way, what Hype Williams does with Busta Rhymes. Now, I didn't have a fish lens camera
to kind of zoom in and widen it out.
Right, to zoom in and do that. So I just took, you know, Busta Rhymes real animated on stage with his energy. So I just wanted to take different things like, I don't know, static coming out of nowhere and just going crazy with the different effects and just being creative all around. Really.
It looked really good, you know.
Thank you.
I liked it a lot. I enjoyed it a lot. I watched it like back to back, probably like 3 or 4 times. I was like, Braden, this is
And it's
dope.
wild. That video, when I dropped it, I had been shot that. I was working on that for like a long time. And that's another thing about me. I'm really like a perfectionist. So like, if it's not the way I want it, you ain't gonna see it.
Yeah.
Until like it's exactly how I want it, or good enough to be put out. So that's another thing that is a good quality of mine.
So you talked about, you know, Busta Rhymes, and now I know that you were doing some work with Boss Records. Shout out to Boss Records. You were working with Dameville, Lady Dame, on getting her. How did that project turn out?
Okay, so like before, what I said, the DMV it's the DMV. I don't want to say it's a small circle because I think it's a big circle as far as everyone knowing everyone or someone knowing someone else. So me and Lady Dame have known each other like back when I started. I met her through the guy Noya that I started with when he was doing interviews. He interviewed her back in 2014, and that was the first time I met her. And we just been cool and, you know, stayed in contact. I love her music. I've always been a fan of her music and her music videos. Shout out to Duke Gilmore and Miguel and stuff like that. Different videographers have worked with her constantly. But yeah, I mean, she reached out to me, honestly. Like, she just seen me working and she was like, yeah, Braden, I got this idea, you know, I've been going through all this stuff, you know, her being an artist, and she was like, I kind of like want to do a documentary. And I was like, okay. And this was like last year, 2017, like around February or January. And I was like, okay. And then we started talking more, you know, in detail about the things that had been going on with her as far as an artist and being on the road, different managers taking advantage of her, not really going off of her talent and stuff like that, and we just broke it up. We ended up breaking up. Originally, it was going to be a full documentary, but we broke it up into like a documentary series.
Like a series?
Yeah, so we had it by episodes. So we pretty much started, I think, sometime, and I had some old footage of her as well from back in the day with some of her old managers and stuff. So we just started from there, and that's how it happened. But everyone is connected.
Right.
It like Lonnie knows Lady Dame as well. Like, I was hanging out with Lonnie, doing videos for him and stuff. I was hanging out with the guy Noya, and just from being around in all these different settings, these people were people that I had always seen. We might have not had a relationship at that time, but they always seen me with someone recording. So it's like, oh, well, I done seen him constantly. He's always out here working, so why not do something?
Exactly. Why would you go with someone else?
Exactly.
That's good.
And Media Prince and Lady Dame are connected. That's how I actually ended up doing his reality show as well, because those two are best friends. They talk all the time. So it was like one night I was over Lady Dame's house and we were editing one of the episodes, and she was talking to him on the phone. And the weird thing about Media Prince, me and him kept running into each other, and he's another person who believes like in fate and like everything happens for a reason. So he felt like me and him kept running into each other. But I had no idea really who he was at the time. I was just like, who's this guy with the dreads, with the hat? He always popping up. And yeah, like I said, I was over Lady Dame's house. We were working on an episode of Dameville, and she was like, yeah, I'm with my videographer, blah, blah, blah. It was like, yeah. I'm like, you know him, Braden? And he was like, who? He was like, Excellence. And then she turned the camera and showed me, and we both was like, oh, we know each other. So that's how that came about. So
that's what's up.
Everything is connected. And a lot of people say, you know, with your company, you know, like you always gotta, you know, constantly promote. And I've been through different websites, you know, that help you get business and stuff. But I've been, unfortunately, really blessed that it's just been word of mouth for me since I started in 2015, my company. Everything that I've gotten, I haven't really promoted as strongly as I should. I've just been getting from word of mouth. Like, I've done my job so well that people be like, oh, who did that video? Be like, oh, Excellent Productions. Braden did that video. Oh, Braden, oh yeah, I know him. And then it just goes in a pattern from there up until now.
And that's how it should be, especially when you first started out. Then like 10 years down the road, that's when you start looking at, you know,
connections.
Doing campaigns and stuff like that to keep that momentum going from the word of mouth. But some people like yourself, especially creative, you know, we're lucky enough to be blessed enough to be intuitive enough to know, you know, when we need to pivot, when we need to step our game up, so forth and so on. So, Yeah, I got things working out tremendously for you just for the simple fact that, you know, you've always been a humble person, you're easy to work with, and your turnaround time is like, let's talk about that. Like,
Oh, God.
your turnaround time was like 3 days? I mean, I wouldn't expect that on a reality show, but you're very responsive.
Not on a reality show. Oh,
But
God,
you're very
no.
responsive
God.
nonetheless. You have people that'll take your money and, you know, you sweating them, stalking them, trying to figure out when you're going to get your footage, when you're going to get your pictures.
Right.
I've heard the stories.
Yeah, it's some bad videographers out there that's making us look bad.
Yeah.
But I try to,
Yeah.
you know, keep that down. Like, we're not all bad. We don't all just dip out with your money and don't give you nothing or don't be replying back to you and stuff like that. But as far as my turnaround time, it really does depend on the project. Like, most of the time, like, people like want like promos and stuff like that, like little like kind of like short things. And then that'll probably, like you said, it'll probably give me like 3 days. And I'll probably get it done quicker than that, most likely. Now, with me getting more busier and things, you know, it does become very stressful to get a lot of clients, you know, projects and different work done, but I gotta make it happen. Whether I'm staying up to 3 in the morning, 4, 6 in the morning, or going to sleep at 3 in the morning and waking back up at 7 to get up. I mean, it's just a part of the job. It's just what you have to do.
Exactly.
Well, that's what I do.
Exactly.
I can't speak for nobody
because,
else.
you know, it's nothing better than a happy customer. You
Exactly.
know? Because, like you said, that's the lifeline of your business, getting more referrals. And when customers are happy, they're going to tell other people about their happiness.
And I think that scares me, to be honest. Like, that's why I try to be so on top of it, because no one's ever, as far as I'm concerned, going to say, oh, yeah, Braden, Excellent Productions, he was unprofessional. I don't know. No, he was very unprofessional. He didn't get it on time. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. And I don't want anyone to say that, because my fear is,
we don't speak to our fear. We speak to our faith. So you have faith that you'll build a long-lasting business relationships with the people that are meant to be there. You know, and that's because you have a good work ethic.
Exactly.
You know, and that's commendable. 23 years old, a work ethic like this, already been in the game 4 years. The sky is the limit. Like, I know that sounds so corny, but really, the sky is really the limit.
Right. And a lot of people would say, like, man, like, I'm trying to be just like you, man. Like, how did you do it? Like, how did you get to this point? And it's really nothing I can't give you really steps of how to do it. All I can say is, so whatever you want to do in life, surround yourself around, make your life that, and then surround yourself around positive people, because sometimes it could be your circle, and that could be hindering you. And then also set goals for yourself as far as what you want to do this year. And whatever the goal is, how you're going to go about it. Now, for me, I think I'm really lucky, but I just so happen to be in the right place at the right time, which is weird for me to say that, because I never thought that, you know, would really like happen for me. Like, I'm like, but you just got to work hard and stay diligent and professional and have faith and I mean, put God first, always.
It's crazy how belief works, because, like you said, the word of mouth marketing, coming from an advertising field, media sales, you know, so many customers there. Well, I don't need to advertise because, you know, my word of mouth marketing, my customers do all my advertising. And that's what you really want. And the attitude that you have, that's what it takes to get there. And your customers literally, your clients literally will do the marketing for you when they're happy with your service.
Exactly.
When they know who you are, they believe, they have a relationship with you, and they want to see you go far. You know, they believe in you like you believe in yourself. Belief, that's the gas to the universe right there. Like, people, you know, and that's why dogma is so real. You ever heard of dogma?
No.
It's something that they refer to in yoga, and it's basically when you become the product, like you're not vibrating high enough, not you, but when people don't vibrate high enough, that they literally become a product of what other people think about them.
Exactly.
You know, so if I'm going to be a product of what someone thinks about me, then, you know, it's going to be based on what I output, you know, the energy that I put out there, so that way you can't think anything other than like she on her shit though.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just extremely blessed. and I got a lot of opportunities, and I'm always, one of the things that was really like important to me, like my senior year of high school, like I was really focused on, like I always known that I wanted to do this. And it was some kids that I was in class with that really didn't know what they wanted to do after high school. They didn't know if they wanted to go to college or if they didn't know what they wanted to do. And that was really scary, like putting myself in that situation, like what if I didn't know what I would want to do? I would be just like them. I wouldn't know what to do. But I was just blessed that at a young age, I was exposed to certain things, and I've always just wanted to be
that hunger.
Yeah, just wanting to do it. And you know, I have to thank my mother again, over and over again, for putting me in different programs over those summers when I was in high school or in school and stuff, to always keep me busy and working toward my dreams.
Yeah,
so.
and looking, you know, and I mean, because this city, you know, did you grow up in D.C. or did you grow up in
No,
Maryland?
I'm actually from Maryland. That's why I said PG County.
Oh, okay, that's what's up, you know. But yeah, just, you know, off GP, like PG County too, you know, there's so many ways that you can go, and, you know, raising a child. Like, was your dad around growing up?
Actually, my father wasn't growing up, and I think that's why I feel like different role models, it's kind of weird, but different role models, like through the movies, like became like my father figure almost, because my father figure wasn't around. I mean, my grandfather was around, and, you know, he tried to, you know, do his best and everything, and they taught me right from wrong and all of that. And pretty much I was a good child. I was never really in trouble like that.
The golden child.
Anytime,
golden child.
Yeah, never really into trouble like that. But those were really my role models, and I really like would look at Martin Lawrence or Chris Tucker watching Rush Hour. Like those kind of people that I was seeing, those became my role models. Like I was like, yeah, like that's what I want to do. Like I want to be in movies, and I want to write and direct and stuff like that. So
it's funny that you mentioned role models. If we, you know, just, you know, having a conversation, a regular conversation, shout out to all the great people in the community that's supporting and giving back to kids that's not their own, you know, whether you have kids or not. So, like, when we have these public figures, because, you know, I grew up with my dad dying at an early age, so, and then the male role models that I had around, you know, they weren't always in the picture. So, I too cling to like people that I've seen on TV and develop, like for real in my head, Wendy Williams is my aunt. I don't care what nobody says about her.
And
she
people
just has that
don't,
auntie
people
vibe.
real live think you like crazy. Like it took me a while. Like it was like certain, like I would memorize all the movies. Like I would know everything. Friday, Rush Hour, all the movies. I would know them all by heart. And it would be weird to people and be like, why does he know the whole movie though? Like he know every single part, line from line, script to script, page to page. Like it was crazy. But
that's that cognitive ability when you're a creative thinker. I literally think when you're a creative thinker, like you have the universe, like a part of the universe in your mind that just takes form and shifts as your creative thoughts take form and shift. And, you know, if you believe in it enough, then it pops up in real life. Like I seriously believe that. But yeah, Jada Pinkett, Queen Latifah, Tiffany Haddish, that's like my cousin. Like that's my cousin that you call when it's time to go fight. Of course, Beyonce would be like my god sister. You know, like she know you, but not really. You know, you just want to be like we related. You know, like that type thing. So yeah, I too have an affinity for seeing people that I would want to model my career after, or you know, be like, or you know, have some of their positive character traits and really, you know, think to myself, like, you know, God is not a respecter of people. So, you know, if it happened for them, if they were blessed, you know, not take on those same positive character traits and thinking, then I too will be blessed. You know, if we become a habit of what we do and we practice and model good habits, then eventually we'll get there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So going back to some more of your upcoming events and stuff like that, what else you have going on? Not necessarily projects. You mentioned going to Africa with what's
Wayne
his name?
Michael.
Wayne Michael. So how did Africa? I mean, you mentioned you started out talking about going to, just going around the United States on tour.
Right.
How did Africa come into the picture?
It's a call. All of it is.
Somebody
the same.
called him, or
No. He called me, and he's like a motivational speaker for real. Like anytime you would be feeling down, like all you gotta do is be around him, and you'll be motivated. So I definitely like that about him. But he just called, and he was just like, "Yo, B," and I was like, "Yeah, what's going on?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm going to Africa. Yeah, we're going to Africa." And I was like, "We're going to Africa?" I was a little, because, I'm a little scared of going to Africa.
Oh, why?
My mind going to change once I see Black Panther in a few hours.
Yeah. It definitely will.
Because, we have our own perception of what Africa is like and the things that we've been shown over here. And some things aren't necessarily true. They're just like stereotypes.
False media.
Yeah, stereotypes of what Africa is like.
Yeah.
So I was like, what part? Most of because I've dated African women and stuff like that also in my personal life, but I was like, what part of Africa we going? He was like, we're going to South Africa.
Oh, South Africa was popping at.
See, but in my mind, I'm thinking like,
That's
South
far.
Africa, I think that's the poorest part of Africa. Why are you taking us to the hood? But
No,
yeah.
it's South Africa, not Southeast.
I know. My friend Remy, he's African, and he told me, he was like, "Oh, South Africa, that's like the
richest part.
He was like, that's like the New York of Africa.
Yeah.
He was like, you're gonna be good.
I thought Nigeria was more like the New York of
That's
Africa.
the area like I know about, like that I know
Sure,
people
Nigeria,
from.
is some rich states out there. What do you mean? Some
Well, no,
oil
not poor
tycoons
people,
out
but I was
there.
just saying that's my
Solar
most
companies are out
connection
there.
to Africa.
The upper echelon, like don't sleep on the motherland.
Right, exactly. But yeah, I was a little nervous about it. And, he said he was going to pay for everything.
Oh, that
So that was
alleviated
great.
some concerns.
That was definitely great. And I talked to my mom about it. I mean, it's an experience that you can't really, that's an experience that you might never, ever get again.
Exactly. Never get again. That's an experience some people work their whole life trying to get to. You
Exactly. So, I mean.
So you're going to take your mom with you too?
Oh, no, she's not coming with me.
Oh, you get out there and cut up. Don't
No,
get out
I'm
there
not.
and cut
I'm
up.
not cutting up. But we're going to a couple of schools out there in South Africa, and then also we're going to Oprah school.
Oh,
while we out
word?
there. Yeah.
That's a big deal.
I know.
I'm so proud
But
of
I didn't
you.
know we was going to Africa. I mean, not Africa. I didn't know we was going to Oprah's school at first, and he just kind of like casually said it through conversation when I was with him. He was like, "Yeah, we're going to
Is Oprah gonna be there?
I don't think so.
I'm about to campaign
Yeah,
like
Oprah's busy.
Auntie O. What's good? Like
She got her own network and
I
everything.
mean, she loves the school. Those
She probably
girls
writing
are
a
her
script with Tyler Perry
daughters.
as we speak.
Probably, but who
Lee
knows? I
Daniels.
mean, when you at that level, she could jet set to Africa for a day and be back in Cali like the
Right.
next day.
Yeah.
That's
But
what's
yeah,
up.
it's definitely
Are you
exciting.
excited?
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I just don't know, like, I'm kind of nervous at the
Yeah.
same time because, that's a long flight.
Yeah. How long is that flight actually? Like what? 12 hours?
I think it's longer
14 hours? 16 hours? Like that's literally on
than
a
something like that.
towards the end of the earth.
And then,
almost.
you have to get, like,
Are you scared that you're going to fall off the continent of Africa in South
no,
Africa?
no. Not
Okay.
Christopher Columbus. I don't believe in that. But it's just, that's a long flight. And I do get nervous on planes.
Yeah.
I do not really, and the turbulence, and then we're going to be on a plane that long. I've never been on a plane that long. And then we're going to have to land somewhere and then get on another plane.
Flight. Yeah.
Like,
So that
that's going to be a
layover.
lot.
I mean,
I'm bringing
expect
all
the
my
best.
equipment.
Yeah. Are you bringing all of your equipment? No, I think you should bring some portable equipment, like
I mean,
maybe
it's
a
portable.
tripod. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
something that can fit in your carry-on, because we can't be losing the church's money going to Africa.
Exactly.
That's
So,
what's up.
and then the other thing, I meant to bring this up earlier when you was asking me about upcoming things. I ain't really want to talk about it. But
Let's talk. That's what we're here to do. Let the people know what's good.
Like I said before, I'm moving in more of the film, short film, documentary route, and I'm basically in the mindset of, creating my own content and stuff. Like, I do reality shows and different things for different people on their brand, on their platform and stuff like that.
Right.
But I was thinking about creating something more of my own.
Right.
So creating shows, I'm not going to say too much, but
give us the exclusive. If
Okay.
you want to talk about it, you better talk about it here first, Braden.
no, because
Explain.
the only bad thing, I don't want to say it and then
then
it don't
somebody,
come and
yeah,
then it
jump
don't come
on it.
out.
Yeah.
Well, that too.
Yeah, yeah.
But
you gotta
basically,
be
okay, so you
protective.
know in Living Color, right? Tell me when's the last time you really seen, well, Wildin' Out is kind of like our generations in Living Color, kind of.
Not
but
really. It's more like improv comedy to me. 'Cause
Yeah,
there's no
yeah.
skits and sketches
But
and
you
stuff.
haven't seen a real comedy, like sketch comedy show. Pretty
Right.
much the last one I would say was Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
As far as like done
at that
correctly,
level. Yeah,
right.
exactly.
So I know a lot of people,
I want to do it. I want to be in it.
and me and my one of my writers and assistants, we've been getting some stuff together,
Okay.
and I wanted to take and
I
make.
want to try writing. I want to try
I want-
acting.
I wanted to
like,
make
I'm
a
here
show.
for it. I'm here
Yeah.
for it. Like
I
for
wanted to
real,
make
for
a
real.
show because I know so many talented people in this area, and I wanted that to be kind of like a platform to
What?
promote everyone
DC,
and
yeah. So we
everyone's
don't gotta
art.
be
No, not
fighting.
just DC, the DMV,
Yeah. Oh,
and
you know what I
anyone
mean.
else, but mainly the DMV. And I just wanted to create kind of like a comedy sketch show, and promoting people's brand, have musical guests, kind of like in the 90s, like I said, with In Living Color, how Dave Chappelle used to have musical guests. Like, I want to do something like that, but the only difference is they had major networks backing them. And we're going to shop at the different networks.
But why? We don't need to. I'm saying we
Right.
like I'm already in it. Like why? We don't need to. That's what we got YouTube for.
Exactly.
That's, how we got
That's
all
another
this,
platform I was gonna
networks, all
use.
they're going to do is, give you a hard
They
way
want
to
to see
go.
if they always want to see if you have a following behind it.
Right.
Because they don't want to get behind something that isn't going to generate any money.
Not only that, and then they're going to, try to, big brother you around and push you around and then suck up all the money through their ads, and then the ads start dropping and they want to stress you out when you can
Exactly.
just bypass all that and go straight to the world, not just that one network. YouTube broadcasts to the world, and you get enough hits, you put me on your marketing, you already know. If I got to sit up all night long posting that link all over the
I know
internet.
everyone, I mean, I try not to tell everybody the idea because somebody stop telling people the idea. Somebody going to steal it.
No,
Because it's
I
too
mean,
good of an idea.
it's yours,
But
though.
everyone that has conversation with it, like networks and different stuff, everyone's hasn't shamed the idea. They're like, yeah, that would be a totally good idea, because no one's seen that in so long. Like fresh talent, like they did it back in the 90s so much with fresh individuals like Chris Rock, Bernie Mac. Like, I wanted to take the comedians in this area that are friends of mine and also that I know are talented that might not get the greatest look all the time or get promoted the way they should. I wanted to create a comedy sketch show for them.
I mean, and why, centralize that? I mean, comedy is dope, but, just, keep it open format, but,
Exactly.
sketches or whatever, have it kind of revolving, all encompassing. So
And
that
then
way
also
you
I
had the
wanted to
freedom
get into
to,
writing as
move
well,
with it.
because that was something that I kind of write scripts, but I really wanted to get into more production, like really behind the camera, like producing, finding people, camera people to get also behind the camera, because I can't do it all by myself, unfortunately.
Right. So, I mean, what does that look like leading up to that? Let's talk about price points. If I wanted to hire you to, later on next year after my project is done,
Right.
if I wanted to hire you, though, seriously, to help me put together a documentary or web series, or let's start with a documentary or web series. Around how much would that run me? With the editing and everything, the whole shebang.
Yes, because I do edit everything myself, shoot and edit everything myself. For a documentary, you will probably be around 1,000 range, something like that.
1,000? That's pretty good.
Yeah, 1,000 or 1,000 and something.
1,000
around
and
that,
something.
or around that range, pretty much.
All right. And what about for like a web series, something, where
Now,
it's like
web
a documentary, but, it's
web
maybe
se-
a couple of
Web
installments.
series and reality shows, how I do that is I basically charge, well, right now I charge $200 per episode. So usually most series are about 10 episodes or maybe like 8 or something like that. So that's how I charge for that.
That's dope. That's fair. That's doable. And what about, just full out production? Like, I'm doing a short film or whatever, and I want you to be the executive producer on that. How does that work?
That is a good question. As far as that, I don't know. We would probably work out a deal or something like
custom.
that. Yeah, something that works for both of us, most likely. I can't really put a price out there necessarily, but we would sit down and come to a common agreement or something.
All right, that's good stuff. I mean, it sounds like, you're well on your way, self-made,
And then normal
self-paid,
fees are
traveling
like,
the world.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
Oh,
off.
no, it's cool.
And then normal fees is $500 or $300 or something like that.
And what's that for? The editing? Or?
That's for everything, yeah. For editing, shooting, promotion, promotional clips, all of that stuff. And then
$300
also
to $500 for promo clips, like the little clips that you play on YouTube and stuff.
no, just overall for the whole thing. Just shooting, editing the video. Some people.
So these are fees on top of what you will already pay for, whatever production package, and then you said $300 to $500. I'm confused with it.
Oh. Well, I was saying 3 and 5. Well, 300 is the normal rate.
Okay.
So that's for anything that I do. Like if someone's like, yeah, I want you to come to this event and shoot this. Okay, 300.
Okay.
So 500, I guess, depending on how many hours, I'm there or whatever, then the rate would go up or whatever.
Okay.
So that's how that went about.
All right. Well, it sounds like it's working out for you, that you got it all figured out.
Yes. But the prices weren't always, these are still low prices.
Really, they are. They're great prices.
It used to be
that's
really
why you
low.
booked to capacity.
It was really low at one time because I was all about trying to work with people and network, and that's fine. But as I was doing that, I was slowly getting higher and higher, and you could see the quality and stuff changing. So I had to raise some prices.
You have to. You keep your price too low for too long.
Exactly.
People will try to take advantage.
And I'm out here, I live out on my own. I have my apartment and everything. Like I gotta pay rent. I gotta eat too. So definitely.
Yeah, get the cameraman something. All right. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
No,
Braden.
thank you. I appreciate it.
It was really.
This is like my first interview. Actually, this is weird because she actually was responsible for me getting my first radio interview. And you remember that on the hot
Too Hot Radio.
Yep. And then now we're doing this. So, but this is like my first film interview. So
that's what's up.
I definitely appreciate exactly. So I'm definitely appreciating.
I told you from day one, I'm not even looking for anything. Just be there, when I need you or whatever. When I call you, tap on your shoulder, yeah. But I really think you have what it takes to go all the way. You're already doing it. You're going all the way.
Thank you.
Even with your project going to South Africa, son, you're going to South Africa to film at Oprah.
I don't let it go. I don't let it go to my head.
But no, you got to get excited because that's what keeps those things coming in. Coming into your life. That's what keeps them manifesting that level of excitement, that gratitude.
Exactly.
You're going to South Africa to film at Oprah School on a world tour almost at 23 years old.
Yeah.
Young. That's something to be excited about. All right, we're going to take a quick break and get our next guest mic'd up. We featuring today one of the boss dolls from the DMV, entrepreneur Ebony Hutchinson, CEO of Diamond Mink Collection. We're going to be talking about her and fashion and, making boss moves. We'll be right back. Ron, can you take us out the break?
Tired of high-pressure sales? Good news. At Star Imports, you'll be delighted with our boutique-style car buying experience. We're committed to treating you with the utmost respect, even if you have less than perfect credit. Check out our impressive selection of pre-owned BMWs, Mercedes-Benz, Lexus, Jaguars, and other imports starting at $5,988. For fast online guaranteed credit approvals, go to starimports.com. That's STARIMPORTS.com. Or call 301-423-8000. Star Imports, home of the boutique-style car buying experience. Located in Camp Springs, Maryland, off exit 7B off the Beltway, next to Red Lobster.
And we're back live in the studio today. We have with us one of my esteemed colleagues. We've been in the sales game 10 years plus.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. One of the boss dolls is what I call her, what I gave her her tagline. One of the boss dolls of the DMV, Miss Ebony Hutchinson. She is one of the top salespeople I know. Like, she literally could probably sell ice to an Eskimo. She is a DC socialite. She's always out and about. You've actually calmed down on some of your posting. Did something happen, or, because she's the type of girl, not even trying to blow herself up or anything like that, but you could just post a picture and get a couple of hundred likes on it, not even promoting anything.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, I calmed down a little bit because I'm actually working on a few other things also, so you know how that is.
So how did you, come into, like, being in a circle of influence, going to the hottest concerts, the best parties, the best sporting events? Is this something that you've just always done, or are you setting out to be, one of the top socialites in the area?
Yeah, I mean, it had a lot to do with the last relationship I was in. Of course, that person was my last friend that I was dating is a big socialite. So by me being, I'm partnering with them, that also gave me a chance to open up doors for me also.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's not even so. That's something that just came about naturally. Then you weren't even seeking it out.
No, definitely.
So like, tell me what it's like. Obviously you've always been stylish, as we can see today. You got your tassels on and your fringe on. Fringe is hot. The rivets are hot. So how is it? Just being I guess a regular girl. Just like to look good, shop, to like all of a sudden going on social media one day and you have 300, 400, 500 likes on a picture from people you don't even know. How does that feel?
I mean, it feels good. I wasn't really looking. I don't really care about likes or anything like that, of course. But I'm just like a people's person. I'm a social person. Like, I like to dress up. I like to look cute. I like to look pretty. And that's one of the reasons why I started my hairline. Because I'm like, when I go into the hair salon, like whoever does my hair, I always ask them for a mirror, and I watch them the whole time doing my hair.
Like, you're not going to mess this up. I do not want to have to come in here
and I'm
dropping
just always
bombs.
excited. I'm like, look, I'm always excited. So I just, I go out, I have a good time, and I show the world. I just post it. I love my social media. I really, my Facebook, IG, and my Snap. Like.
So what are your handles if you want to share with people to let them know how they can follow you? What's your Snap handle?
My Snap name?
Yeah.
My Snap name is The Hair Boss 01. On IG, my name is All Eyes on Ebony, and on Facebook, it's Ebony Hutchinson.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's happening with the brand? I noticed that you've, done some new things with your website.
Yep.
I noticed that you had one of the girls from Basketball Wives LA promoting the brand.
Yep.
So
I'm actually just building a whole new. Yep. I'm actually building a whole new team.
Okay.
I had Malaysia Pargo on there from Basketball Wives. She was awesome. She's one of my ambassadors, I think, for about 3 or 4 months. I'm actually moved in a different direction now. Malaysia was a little she was attracting the older crowd for me. So what I'm trying to do is just be like diverse. I want everybody, like the Caucasian, Hispanic, the African American. And then also I want to target on my area. Like, by her helping me, she helped me get all over the world, the whole over USA. Now I just want to target on my community. So because without your community, you don't have nobody else to support you. So I definitely trying to target this area first. So, but no, I'm about to start posting again.
Okay.
I'm about to tell them, turn them notifications back on and let's get it popping again.
Yeah,
definitely.
I was living vicariously through you at one point. I love, it's an old picture from Facebook. We've been friends on Facebook forever. It's an old picture on Facebook. I think you were in Dominican Republic.
Oh, yeah.
We had the short haircut with the parrots.
Oh, yeah.
Is that something, like, when you do your pictures, is that something that you set up, or does the photographer tell you what to do?
No, it just come natural. I'll be like, look, I want to do this and this, because I'm very, 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 very particular and picky with my pictures. I mean, the pictures that you guys do see on the social media, I'm pretty sure that's probably like the 100th picture that I took.
Really? And it just goes to show, because you're such a pretty girl,
Thank you.
know, I would just think like you like boom, boom, bam, like
I really wish it could happen like that. I mean, everybody be like, girl, that's a perfect picture, but me, I'm so hard on myself. So, nope, it takes a couple of times before I get the right picture, but I'm definitely about to start posting again. I'm definitely about to start jet setting again, because I love to travel. I had to cut a few things back because I'm actually, like I said, I'm into a lot of different things, and I'm starting relaunching the line all over again, because I'm adding a lot of different pieces like wigs, raw Indian hairline, Malaysian hairline. So all that's going to be added in. So that's what I've been doing. But I'm going to be back.
That's exciting.
Definitely,
that's exciting.
Definitely. And then I'm getting a whole lot of
it's
inboxes
even more
about the
exciting
wigs.
that you're right here. Like, you know, it's so much going on with mompreneurs and women entrepreneurs right here in D.C. Like, the world is yours for the taking. So how did you get involved in the hair? Like, how do you go from, and like, let me just go ahead and point out, like, your hair has always been on point. Like, you always have the best hair. You know, like, you're the person that is on the sales team that really shows up to play looking the part 100% through and through. So take us on that journey of how it was, because I remember you were telling me personally about, you know, buying different types of hair and not really feel like you was getting that high quality that you were looking for. So let us know, what should we be looking for when we are looking for premium virgin hair?
Okay, that's a good question. I get that all the time. People inbox me all the time. Like, my social media have really, really been a really good platform for me as far as like making money. And I also, you know, I got inboxes of people that even want me to help like run their business for them. So I'm like, wow. But yeah, that's a good question. With a few people that's trying to start their hair business, and I help them, I'm like, the main thing that you have to do and be, you know, have an eye for is make sure the hair doesn't smell. You know, wear the hair. And that's what I've been doing. That's why I can't really post pictures of mine, because I'm actually like trying different vendors now, like these other vendors I'm doing. So I'm actually wearing the hair. Don't let them fool you with pictures or buying you a whole bundles and all that. No, actually wear the hair before you put it online and sell it, because a lot of hair looks really good, but it's not good at all. It either smells, it gets tangled after maybe about 2 or 3 wear. You can't wash it, you can't dye it, and you don't want no hair like that. You want it to be just like your hair. And
typically, how much are you paying? Like, what is a good price point? Because I'm hearing people ordering hair from overseas that are paying like by the pound, that's who do people really pay $1,000 for, like, just to import hair? Like, how does that work?
Well, dealing with these different vendors, it depends on your budget. I would suggest, you know, when you're buying here, if you're doing it, do it wholesale. You'll see your money's worth.
And you have wholesale opportunities with Diamond Mint Collection, right?
I definitely does, yep.
Okay.
Yep. So and mostly all my wholesale, they do very well, too, because my prices are set to almost close to what I'm getting it for. So, yep, they do well. But when you're doing this, when you're buying this hair from these vendors overseas, go by your budget. You know, don't bust your budget over, because only you know what you can make and double and what you can afford. You know, like, for instance, if you're just starting a hair business, don't jump out there and buy about $5,000, $10,000 worth of hair, because you don't know if you can move $5,000, $10,000 worth of hair. When I jumped out there with about $2,500, and I flipped that. I made about $5,000. So what you're doing is keep flipping and flipping and flipping and flipping it. And that's the way to move, so you won't bust your budget.
I'm a real hustler, ladies and gentlemen. When I say this woman is at the top of her game in sales, like, I thought I was at the top of my game in sales until I met this young lady. So, you know, like me, I'm giving you the full, you know, I like to educate. She's like, look, you get it, you got it, good, let's go.
Let's go with it, right, yeah. So yeah, that's all it is. I mean, it wasn't easy at all. Like, I just jumped out there, no one helped me. Like, I helped maybe about 3 or 4 people that even wholesale through me, because I feel there's enough money for everybody.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
I'm not a hater. I don't take no shine from nobody. If that's something you want to do, let's do it. I don't charge for anything. You know, if you ever come to me and you want to wholesale my product through me, one of my what I do for most people is I help them like understand like it's a numbers game. Like, you have to understand the game, because sales period. Because if you don't understand, and if you don't have a number game or you don't have a game down pack, you're not going to make any money. So I help Mostly everybody.
Have you ever thought about maybe forming classes?
Oh, yeah. I get inboxes all the time. Can you be my mentor? Are you going to do a class? Are you going to do this? I haven't really got there yet because I'm so busy into, like, tweaking Diamond Mink, because you know how I am. Like, I have to make sure, like, this has at least, Diamond Mink has to be at least number one or number two, the best hair game in the area, definitely. So I'm actually just adding different pieces, wearing different hair. This is Diamond Mink in my hair, though, but that's what I've been doing. So that's why I really couldn't be adding.
And
taking
I know
pictures
at one point you were actually talking about going out overseas to visit the manufacturers.
Oh, yeah,
because you wanted to know what the manufacturer, what the environment is.
In India, yeah.
So you were going to India. So are you still planning to do that?
I want to do that.
That's a real boss move.
It didn't fall through like I wanted to, because once I get over there, I want to make sure that I'm pinpointed to the right vendor. I don't want to go over there and waste my money and just
riding around the whole India.
Exactly. But I'm getting there. It's almost there.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely love to follow that. So, any plans for traveling soon? Any plans?
Yeah, I'm actually going to Turks and Caicos.
Oh, Turks, nice.
Yep. That's actually was for my birthday. My birthday just passed February 17th. But my friend that I'm going with, of course, she didn't get her passport in time, so we had to push it back. So yeah, we're gonna do Turks this year. I want to do Thailand also.
Oh, okay.
Thailand should be good, and I want to do Bora Bora.
Oh, nice.
I travel. I already did all the little ones. So.
You already been out the UAE and Dubai and some other places, Dominican Republic,
Puerto Rico.
So when you go out there, are you going out there, you want to do like a photo shoot or whatever while you're out there?
Yeah, I'm going to definitely do a photo shoot this time. We're going to do a photo shoot. That was one of the main things that we was going to do out there while we out there on the beach and stuff like that. We definitely going to do a photo shoot.
All right. And can you let people know where they can find you at online at your website?
Oh, yeah. DiamondMinkCollection.com. Facebook, like I said, Ebony Hutchinson. IG, all eyes on Ebony. And Snapchat. The Hair Boss 01.
And then other ways that people can contact you through email. Are you taking vendor requests right now? Are you still doing wholesale?
Yes, we are. We are, always. You can always email me at info@diamondminkcollection.com, or you can even call me, 240-374-2772.
Okay.
I'm open to any questions or anything. Yeah.
Okay. Are there any stylists that you think, that you prefer, that you send your clients to, that are just on the buying the hair side?
What you mean buying the hair? Like
people
installing
people that are not buying it as a business opportunity to resell it, but people that are actually buying to install. Like, do you have a preferred list for stylists? Or any most people that, like, if they buy frontals or bundles or anything from me, they always ask me, which is good anyway because I sell hair. What's a good stylist to put it in, and I always refer them to even like Tanyelle, she's in Baltimore, or J.K. Styles, she's right here in Clinton, Maryland. Okay, yeah.
And you can find both of them on IG, J.K. Styles or Tanyelle.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, women networking. And you have a daughter too, right?
I do. Actually, my daughter be 21.
I know you have a daughter, but I didn't know if you want to mention her.
Oh yeah, well, actually, this is the Diamond Collection is me and my daughter's company. She's have partnership with it also, but. Yeah, Diamond will be 21 years old this year.
That is so good. I remember like when she was like 12, you were talking to her in the office and stuff like that. She checking in after school. So she's probably just about ready to complete her bachelor's program, right?
Yep, she's actually a junior. She's at University of Maryland.
Okay, so she's back in Maryland.
Yeah, she's back in Maryland. She did 2 years out Delaware.
Okay.
Yeah, the HBCU school.
So is she excited about the brand? Is
she's excited. She's excited because we got a whole lot of different things. Like I said, we're gearing out, like we're building our whole team, the whole team all over again, and this team is going to be awesome. I mean, like when you first start in any business, of course, you're going to make mistakes, you're going to learn from it, and you're going to fix it. Like, I want my team to be exactly like how I am, because I know how I am. Like, I'm dedicated, I'm serious, I'm loyal, and I'm about my money. And my product sells for itself. So the team that I'm actually bringing on, and that's what I've been working on also, is going to be phenomenal.
And because you're, such a good salesperson, like I think you would be the ideal leader for a team. So, because I think once you start to see results, you're working a business, you see someone that's pursuing their dream, and you see that this woman is really making a difference in her income and the revenue and what she's able to do in life, that motivates other people,
Exactly.
So that's how you start to build your legacy. Next thing you know, 10, 15 years down the line, people are going to be saying, Ebony, because of you, I got involved in entrepreneurship, you know, whether it's the beauty business or any other business. So that's dope.
And it's so interesting you said that, because I can name at least like 5 of my girlfriends that started their business since I started Diamond Collection. And of course, that's the inspiration. You know, they're like, oh, she doing that. Oh, let me do that. Let me do that.
Let me
and
not
that's
be
good.
late.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's how you do it. Yeah, but it's about 5 girls.
That's what's up.
That's in my circle that started their own business. And I'm so proud of them. Like, and they ask me questions all the time, like, where do I go to get my website started, anything like that. And I mean, if any of you guys have any question or anything regarding business, I can answer it. I'm here for it.
So what's next for Diamond Mink? I know we've been in talks, you know, over the past couple of weeks or so, and you're saying that, you know, you're revamping the team and you have a brand new vision for Diamond Mink. A storefront?
Yes.
Wow, why a storefront?
Yeah, I mean, because of course this is a hairline. I wanted to keep it as online, but I get so many inboxes of, do you have a store? I want to feel the hair, I want to see the hair. And that's a good move. Like I stated when we first started the interview, you always want to feel and wear and see this hair before you buy it.
Right.
Anything looks good on the internet.
Right.
Anybody can make any picture look good. I can make myself look like a totally new person, different person just to sell, but I get so many inboxes, and I want them to actually be able to come and feel it, see it, and stuff like that, because the hair game is tricky. Yeah.
So what have you learned being involved in the hair game up to this point? Other than, you know, you got to go out and see the hair. You mentioned that the hair might smell and stuff like that. So, I mean, what happens in that case? Like, you get some hair and it starts smelling. I don't know, the faux pas. Like, I just got like a sew-in after wearing wigs for like probably 2 or 3 years and keeping my hair natural underneath. So if the hair is smelling, is that a telltale sign you need to take it out because something is wrong?
No. The hair smells before you put it in.
Oh.
Yeah, so if it have a smell or anything to it right then and there, you shouldn't even deal with it. Just return it, because most likely when you buying this hair and you start opening up these packages and you try to return it, they're not going to accept it back.
So what does that mean if the hair smells?
I don't know. I get a lot of people that ask the same question. I don't know nothing about a hair smell because my hair products don't smell.
Oh, right.
But I get people that ask that all the time. I have bought some hair from so-and-so. I don't want to give out nobody, business name, because I don't want to put no bad blood on nobody. But they'll say the name to me, and they'll be like, I bought some hair from so-and-so, and it smelled like corn chips and all of that.
Corn chips?
Yeah, I'm like, well, I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Not my hair.
Yeah.
But just be careful. I mean, anything can look good.
Because I actually read a couple of years back out in the UK, it was a Jamaican woman out there, and she got some type of glue-in or sew-in weave, and she had an allergic reaction to it, an anaphylactic shock, and died.
Yeah.
After a night out of partying and stuff. So I was trying to figure out, could that, cause some allergic reactions?
Yep, you can have allergic reactions to the hair also, because that's. And another thing is, when you buying these hair, when you buying bundles, always wash it before you install it. Always wash it before you install it.
Right, because it's still somebody else's hair.
It's still somebody else's hair.
You don't know where
it's been. Nope, always washing it. Now, most of my hair, I do pre-treat it and wash my hair before I even sell it.
You pre-treat and wash it yourself?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
Most of my bundles.
You're really dedicated to this.
Oh, very dedicated, yes. So it's not like I get a shipment, I ship it out. No, I actually really take care. That's why it's a process with my hairline. Even when people, can I get my hair right then and there? No. You can get your hair probably in 2 to 3 days, but the next day, no. Because once you place your order and I put it in, I like to pre-treat it and wash it and send it out to you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So what's next on the line? I know you're big on fashion. Just from knowing you over years, I think the first time we met was probably in the early 2000s, and you were on top of your fashion game then. So I keep leading up to fashion because I want you to tell me, is there a fashion line coming? Is it a purse line coming? Is it a shoe line coming? Is the glasses line coming? What we want to know. Don't try to keep it a secret.
I can't tell you all that yet.
All right, well, let's talk about your purse games.
Now, I could tell you with the fashion game, that is going to be added to Diamond Mink.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. Now, let's talk about your purse game. Every time I see you have the newest, trendiest bag, you always up on this stuff. Now, how are you getting this from a website where you go and you can buy designer bags and return them or anything like that? So You on the real deal.
I just be good.
Run the card, run it up.
I just be good to my boo boo when they buy my purse.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. No. I wish we did. Is there somewhere you can buy the purse?
I mean, you know, online they have all types of little deals going on. I know.
I'm a purse girl. Like, you know how most people like shoe girl and stuff like that. I mean, I love my heels too, but I'm a bag girl. I really like bags. But and to be honest, you know how I used to have all those
Givenchy bag, that's still popping. I'm like, you know what you're doing with this? You gotta come with that little crossbody. That's my favorite bag.
Yeah, I like my Givenchy bag, but I just like a bag. A bag that's one of my statement pieces. So I love a bag.
And how important is it, like when you're in a style business, in a hair business, to have these statement pieces? Do you think like that's a part of who you are? It tells other people that, you know, I came to play, like don't play around with me, or is it something that you just have just to have?
That's just something I have just to have. I just like nice stuff. Like I work really hard, you know, by me able to afford these bags and shoes and whatever, you know, cars, whatever we have. That's just a stage of letting me know that I'm maturing and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I work really hard, like I don't play, and you know that. We've been friends for so long, but I just like nice stuff. And
the reason why I ask, because I know the culture in LA is a lot different from the culture here in the DC area. And I actually talked to a woman that's in marketing. She was at the top of her game, and she relocated to LA from South Carolina. And she was like, you know, it's a whole different world being out there. And she was like, the first thing she did is went out and bought a Benz and the newest Louis she could find, because she felt like she had to make that statement that she belonged there, that she came to play. So that's what I was wondering, is this something that's recurring in, you know, and when you're thrust into like an industry?
No, it's just a natural act for me. I just like nice stuff. I like the Benzes. I like the bags. That's just something I like. I guess I just like to stand out. I don't know. I'm just stylish. I just like to. And believe it or not, Eric, you remember I used to be dressing up and doing all this type of stuff? I chilled a little bit because my mind and my money is so focused on my business that sometimes you got to take a step back and make sacrifices. Like, I can't buy all them bags and stuff like I used to. I can't move like I used to no more because most of my money I'm investing into my business. Now, when this business starts popping off, I can go back to the Chanel store, the Louis store. Maybe I can shut it down one day and let me and my boo shop in it.
And like, you were one of the first people, like everyday people, like not trying to kiss your ass or anything like that, but like off some real recognizing, real type. Like, I've never really been a flashy person. I like nice things too, but like I wouldn't go out and like just buy, like just keep dropping money on bags and stuff. I might get like a bag a year or something like that and be happy with that, because I got to see my money grow. I got to see my money down in the future. I don't want to look around and have a bunch of stuff. So, like, but you know, to your credit, you know, going back to, you know, you kind of already fitting into the socialite scene when you were doing, you know, the parties with your other friends and stuff like that. You were one of the first people, like, posting being in a Chanel store, being in a Louis, like, from the everyday, around the way girl perspective. Like, you wasn't trying to put yourself out there like I'm some superstar or nothing like that. You was like, no, you know, I party, yeah, you're going to see me in the club, but you're also going to see me in the Louis store, too.
Exactly. Yep. I mean, that's just something I like. I definitely love it. Definitely. That's one of my things. I like the whole fashion side, like the Louis, the Chanel, and all that type of stuff. But it comes with maturing and growing.
Yeah, that's what's up. Well, it was so good to have you on the show today.
Problem.
You know, talking about your line and what you have next. You know, we got to definitely get you back in the studio to talk some more.
Cool.
And the next time you come back, bring some swatches. You know, so that way we can talk about the textures and the different looks and stuff like that.
And I was going to ask you that. I was going to ask, but I know it was a little short notice or whatever. So next time I bring all the textures, at least like four different textures and 4 different like hairlines, like the Malaysian, the Peruvian, the Indian, and the Brazilian. I don't know why everybody's still on the Brazilian, but please try something else. It's way more bomb hair than Brazilian. Like, my favorite is Peruvian.
Okay, I like Peruvian. That's what this is. It's time for something.
Yeah.
I've been wearing this hat for a reason, so it's time
I'll
for
take
something
care of you.
else.
I'll get you some.
Okay. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us for another edition of the Digital Digest. We had a great show today with Excellence Productions. Shout out to Braden Jenkins doing big things, world tour coming up. Look for that. And we want to again thank our esteemed guest, Miss Ebony Hutchinson, boss doll of the DMV, with the CEO and owner of Diamond Mink Collections. And you'll see more of us soon. Check out our social media, Diamond Mink Collection on Instagram. Peace. Until next time.
Take care.